happened? I am waiting for Caleen. Good night, everyone. What's up? What's good? I know it's been a while in terms of probably leaving your house or something like that, but tonight it's going to be worth it, okay? Tonight is going to be a good night. So let us cheers to a good night. I'm drinking vodka on the rocks tonight with some lime. That's my specialty. I can't send a request, Caleen. You have to send it to me, boo-boo. We're just waiting for my co-host. We're both very IG retarded, just a little bit. We're not as savvy with it. I don't know if I can send a request. Can I send a request? I don't even know if I can. No. You the request comes up on it and you just click to request. I don't know. Yeah, I can only accept it. No, yes, no, you can't do it. All right, guys, hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go.
I think we got it, guys. Finally.
Hey.
Yay!
Oh my God, Ramona.
We worked it out.
Absolutely over the technology. Oh my God. I'm so over it.
Don't worry.
I was having a heart attack seizure. My daughter is like, Mommy, you can do it.
Inhale, Jesus.
Inhale. Exhale. All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so this is Pum Pum 101 with Ramona Riley and I, right? So tonight we're going to be talking to you about different ways. Let me tell you a little bit about the backstory, what inspired this conversation, right? So I invited Ramona on my show the other day, and we were talking about endometriosis, and then the conversation inevitably ended up in sex. And she challenged me, so we have to do something about women faking orgasms and so on. And I said, oh yeah, I'm on that, like white on rice. So we decided, okay, fine, both of us, our business, it really caters to women, right? I was talking to women about how it is that they can tap into, how it is that they can tap into their sensuality, and Ramona talking all things pum pum, vagina, how it is that you can make the juicier, how you can make it healthier, your reproductive health, all of this, right? So we decided time to talk to the men a little bit, right? So tonight we're going to keep it nice and tight. I know we only have like about an hour, right? To actually delve into it. So we're going to talk a little bit about Pum Pum. So we're going to start the conversation looking at the anatomy of the vagina. I come to discover, say, enough man don't know what is up underneath there, except the hole, period, full stop. And some of them not really certain how much hole under there, right? One or two might be aware of the clit, and that is pretty much the clit and the hole. The clit and the hole.
It's one. So it's kind of one. It's one.
Yeah, man.
It's not two different entities.
So it is. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about that, right? So Ramona, you want to get into that, or you want me to handle it?
So go ahead, start. I'll jump in. Go ahead.
All right. So vagina. There is the way that we pretty much describe the vagina is everything that we see on the outside, but that isn't the case, okay? The vagina really is making reference to that muscular canal, I was just about to say hole again, right? That the man will enter, that the woman menstruate out of, right? Everything else that you see on the outside is referred to as the vulva, right? Now, the vulva is made up of a couple of different things. Then there is the clitoris. The clitoris is that nice little section there. It's covered by the clit hood. And the thing is this, I went online trying to find a real vagina. I must tell you, there is no real vagina on the internet unless you go to porn. That in and of itself is telling, yes, Ramona, I couldn't find a real pum pum.
Like not in like the Google like images or nothing?
Hello, me said the Google images and so on. I wanted to see one fleshed out, okay? And I could not find one fleshed out. The only thing that they showed me fleshed out was
I'm gonna flesh out, man, and take a picture of it and put it on Google.
Hello, put it up there. But here, I thought of that as well. But here is the thing, honey. Here is the thing, right? They only show us drawings. So clitoris is at the top. When you pull back, it's covered by the clit hood. So when you pull back the clit hood, you're able to see the clitoris, which is full of nerve endings, over 8,000 nerve endings in there. But the thing is, the clitoris isn't just that little tiny thing. It continues down the side of the vagina, and it has two legs, just like how I have my fingers here, right? So that the point that most of us are aware of is that section that's up at the top here, the apex of my finger. That's it. This is the clitoris. And these are the legs. But it's designed for the woman she's supposed to be a coming machine. That section is just designed to bring her endless amount of pleasure. You see Ramona face? Right? Okay, after that, you have the labia, right? And you have the majora, which is the lips on the outer side, where the legs of the clitoris actually running behind it. And then you have the minor. When you open up those thick lips, then you'll see the skinnier lips on the inside, all of which are super sensitive, amazingly sensitive. Below the clitoris, you have the urethra, which is the next opening underneath, because a lot of us tend to believe that we urine out of our clit. And as a child, I used to believe that. You never did think so too?
Yeah.
Made it feel so. Said all of the urine is coming. And I was investigating as a child, looking to see where exactly is the pee coming from. Well, it must be this. But it was when I was older that I discovered that the urethra was actually there. And below the urethra is where you actually have the vaginal canal. Then below that, one that separates the vaginal canal and the anus is the perineum.
And that's also sensitive, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that afterwards. Anything you want to say?
I think I hope everybody took all of that in terms of all those different parts, because all those different parts can be stimulated in different ways, and we as women, they're there for a reason. So I hope that the men themselves are really getting an understanding of the fact that, yes, the clitoris, the hood, right, the vulva in itself, all of these things are, even though it's all one thing, they all have all these different aspects. And so we need to treat them accordingly and treat them different, right? You can be rougher with some and less rough with others. So we really have to understand that there are different parts. And in understanding that, then we learn exactly how to stimulate those points. Okay?
Absolutely. The thing is this, what we have to understand is where the woman is concerned, there are different levels that she goes through in terms of her arousal. Ramona, you can hear me, love?
I can, babes.
Okay. Different levels that she goes through as it pertains to her arousal. Yeah? So
Yeah.
what happens with the woman when she is with somebody? She gets excited. The same thing happens for the man. They get sexually excited. But there are a couple of things that's going on in her body during this excitement, right? Everything is preparing itself for the canal to be penetrated. She's getting lubricated. So you notice that women get wet, right? Whenever it is that they're excited. You also notice that her nipples might tighten. Outside of the tighten of the nipples, there is also the breast gets a little bit shallow. Yes, sweetheart.
I don't know if you want to shift a little bit because they're saying that they can't see you at all and you're loading on my screen.
I'm loading. Okay, so, all right. I'm not sure what I need to do.
Just shift to the left or shift to the right.
All right, I shift to the left. But I'm not really sure why it's still doing that. And I am afraid to hang up and call you back because
no, don't do that.
Me not know how to cross it.
I
cannot deal with the foolishness one more time. And my child ain't trying to hear this right now.
All right. Let's.
How we do it? How we unfreeze it?
I mean, everyone can hear you. They just can't see you. So we can either hang up and try it again, or if you want to literally just get up and move around a little bit. I don't know. Whichever one you prefer to do.
All right. May I go get up and move around little steps and see if something can go on for me at this present time? My girl, who did know that the technology is so annoying? No, sir. No. This is properly annoying. And here I was thinking that this is 1, 2.
Okay, well, I heard that. I hear. Everybody's saying that they can hear you, so they want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, all right. So we talked a little bit about. Her excitement and what happens to her during the time that she is excited. What's going on with the vagina during the time that it's excited, right? So what happens, again, as I said, it becomes engorged. There's lots and lots of blood running to the vagina, lots and lots of blood running. The heart is pumping blood all over the place, right? So the heart rate will increase. You'll notice, like for some women, she gets flushed in the cheeks, she gets flushed across the chest. Now, and again, as I said, vagina gets engorged. I want to say this to women because I've come to discover that a lot of them don't realize that men aren't the only persons who get an erection. When exactly the clitoris is swollen with blood, and so is the lips of the vagina, the majora and the minora. Both of them are heavy at the point. So this is the time when Pum Pum get really fat. You understand? Swell up. Swell up. I see Roy saying yes. Right. But and then because it's so engorged, it's extremely sensitive. So there are different ways, and there is a tendency in my lap dance class. I always talk about there's a tendency for us to run to the big ticket items. So with a lot of men, and this is something that women complain about, as their idea of foreplay is instantly you either start eating her out, you start to squeeze up behind, you start to squeeze up the breasts or whatever else, and that's great and good. But there are other ways of engaging her, especially when it is that she's in the excitement stage of her arousal. You want to elongate that process. And most what I find, or this is the complaint, is that women say most men not spend enough time on the actual foreplay. They are galloping, running, bird speed through this whole section. And as I said, heading straight for the big ticket items. And whilst the nipples are super sensitive, the vagina is super sensitive, there are other ways of engaging her. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, and feel free to jump in, Ramona.
Yeah, I will. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the lips because I find that that's a section that gets ignored. When it is that it comes down to, and I'm trying to be polite right now, when it comes down to cunnilingus, most men are focusing predominantly on the clit and they're focusing on the vagina. So they're licking over clit, they're running down urethra, they're coming down to the vaginal canal itself, they're poking tongue in and out or whatever else. And that seems to be the sum total. So it's a repetition. You're kind of painting from vagina up to clit, then come back
and
down.
forth, back and
Exactly,
forth.
painting back and forth. And then some of them who are actually into anal play will peel you back over and lick backside out and run tongue over perineum. And then, but all of this is happening in quick succession. My suggestion is to slow it down, because when it's engorged and you start to suck on the lips, just focus on the lips of the vagina. Just focus on the lips of the vagina, because you're creating a completely different sensation for the woman. Yeah?
Somebody and I think what it does too is that it creates some sense of a relaxation in the pelvic area. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times the tenseness that the woman goes through is what makes sex not as enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So in taking your time and slowly peeling back the layers so that we can, you know, if we're talking about the lips, as you're saying, you know, and slowly just connecting with the lips on either side. Like, it's almost like, I think if the men would realize that if they did everything else but even go to the clit or go to the hole, which is the vaginal cavity, or go to the anal, and they just went into all these other parts that are still connected, like, for example, the lips of the vagina, they would realize that build-up, that fact that they're feeling nice, it feels, there's a I guess there's just sort of relaxation almost that happens. You know, you kind of like ease back, you kind of come out of your head a little bit, because of course it's not a place that's super sensitive. So no matter how soft you go to it or how rough you go to it, you know, it's not like overstimulation. So I think it's really important, as you said, to focus a little bit on the lips so that the woman can be a little bit more relaxed, so that, you know, she can.
You mentioned something just now, and I'm going to jump in. Sorry to cut you. You see that whole relaxation now. You see, when it is that we're looking at the foreplay, here's something that I would love, and I'm telling this to the men, to engage you women in a completely different way and start breathing. Again, as I said, there is a tendency when we think sex, especially if you've had the same lover for a period of time, you automatically can count down. All right, I'm going to touch me, I saw. Then I'm going to start squeeze up the titty them. Then I'm going to slap up the back a little bit. Then him come now, him fling me down. Him either eating me from behind or him skin me out on the side of the sofa. That is for someone who get it good. Right?
Yeah, not everybody gets that.
No, babe. Some of it restricted to the bed, right? Or no eating. But what I'm saying is this. Here is something different to actually change up the foreplay. And this is now to build the intimacy, which is what I focus on, because I find that for most of us, everything is focused on just sex is so basic. Nowadays, as I say, you eat her out, your finger juke it up a little bit, all right, it look like it kind of, it's pick on it, ready now. You get what I mean? But what I'm suggesting is sit and breathe with your partner. Because sit and just deep breathe with your partner. Change it up. I mean, completely frighten her. Just invite her to come cross-legged in the bed with you and say, come here, baby. Hold her hand and we're going to do something together. Come just deep breathe with me. Yeah? Just deep breathe. And you see why you talk about that relaxation thing? Let me tell you something now. Enough woman get bum rush in at the sex, Ramona. The man come in and he is hot, he is horny, he's ready. But she is not there yet. Yeah?
I agree.
She doesn't get a chance to build up, and he thinks between the sucking and the licking of the pum-pum now that's supposed to be enough. You gotta understand what I mean? A man said, what is no spit on it and ready? No! Listen, breathe. Whenever it is that you sit and you breathe with her, her body relaxes and it creates space. Yes. Not to mention, it starts now to facilitate that excitement phase of our arousal. You get what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Stretch it out. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if the men, and I'm speaking to the men, yes. Have you guys ever just sat down, looked at the vagina, and just blow it? Just.
Yes.
Man, not talk to have to go get ice and mint and all
nothing, just blow upon
just
it.
Simple. Just make sure say your mouth not stink, right? and just blow. I'm telling you, there is something so satisfying and stimulating, yet not intrusive about it. And men need to understand that women open up when they don't feel like they're being there's an intrusion, there is an invasion that is happening in their vagina. They have to feel like she's gonna be closed up. She's gonna be closed up, and that is in any way, even before you get to the penetration part. Right, much less when you get there. So I think it's important for the men to understand that just the foreplay in kissing the lips, like Caleen said, just kissing the moan, just blowing on the vagina, just simple actions, simple. And I will say that I think most women would prefer soft than rough, but there are some that like rough.
Who like
so,
it
I mean, you got to figure out your woman.
When you get it to the space now, you see, the thing is this, what I would want for men to do is to learn to stretch out that excitement phase, the first portion of her arousal. Again, because enough time isn't spent there. And the reason why I'm suggesting that is this, the vagina gets an opportunity to expand to its full capacity once you get her completely turned on. And for a lot of women, painful sex is because she has not been completely turned on. She's not been completely stimulated. And I'd say to men, let me tell you something now. You see that spit on it, you're ready to go lick it out and these things, negative. You want to take your time with the woman. You want to take your time. You want to make sure that she's completely turned on. You see, this whole idea of avoiding, even before we get to the vagina. So, we talked about engaging the vagina just a little bit. But when we're looking at stretching out the excitement phase, avoid the vagina. Touch her legs, blow on the insides of her legs, her belly, her navel. You see the navel, below the navel coming down to the mound of the vagina, extremely sensitive. But it's not an area that gets enough attention. I talked about when she's excited and the chest getting flush. Anywhere that there's a massive rush of blood is ridiculously sensitive. So you see, in between our titty them, mad sick. That's a perfect playing ground for tongue and fingertips and so on.
And the spine. I find the spine is very, 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 very sensitive.
Absolutely.
I think you can do a lot with the spine as well. Just rub the back of your nail bed, you know what I mean, against the spine, back up and down. It's very sensitive, very tender. Okay, there's no need to press. You don't need to do any circular motion. It's just literally just running it up and down.
Your fingers
will do the trick too.
You see this thing that you mentioned about the back? Look here, Ramona, the back is an unexplored territory for enough people. Because for enough people, all of the good things, them there at the front, our titty, them there at the front, the breast, the poom-poom there at the front. So, really, I try to work there. When you turn that woman around, and I'm talking about from the nape, from the base of her neck, run your tongue, run your finger. You never have to engage your tongue. Because if you're just sit cross-legged, have her lay down, and you just sit cross-legged. So you can either cross your leg and have her rest her head in between your legs. And you just use your fingers and rub on the spine. Just on the spine. And I mean the padded section of your fingers, yeah? Move that slightly towards the side. And you're doing that, you're coming up from the base of her butt all the way up to the nape and coming across the shoulders. Just sit and watch what happens to her back. Just explore like the different sections there. Amazing. And this is just us talking to you about different ways that you can touch this woman without you actually grabbing hold of the pum-pum, grabbing hold of the breast and all of this kind of stuff. And watch and see what happens in terms of her arousal. The neck, the ears. Go ahead, Ramona.
Yes, the ears, for sure, the ears. And I think that's for men and women too. The ears is definitely something. The spine, the back is definitely both men and women. What I find, what I think that men need to think about too is, because I know when they hear this, because it's not their normal routine when it comes to sex, they probably think, Lord, man, that takes so much time. That takes so much energy. No, man.
Nobody have no time for that.
Nobody have time for that. We just try dream screech the thing and run in and do the thing and out, and we have things for the weather, pin them for look about. I have to go back to my wifey, whatever the stress is, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The reality is, the more you slow it down, the more you peel back the layers, the sex is going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to the men right now, okay? The sex is going to be better for you if you slow it down.
Trust me. You see,
the
somebody
engorgement of the vagina, the wetness of the vagina. Because first of all, I'm going to tell you this. You see these men with this spit on your hand and wipe
and just rub it up.
Most women don't like it. Most women do not like it. It is porno. You see it on the porno. You think, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I need to do. You don't. The pussy wets up itself on its own if it's stimulated. So if it's dry, you're not doing the job. And this is not a disrespect thing. It's just what it is. Which is why we're having this class, so you can know what to do. So she's just like wet all the time, just like leaking.
No, you see, the other thing too is this, right? Somebody just mentioned that some women are comfortable enough to open up their legs. You see, that's something there. When I do this, when I do the sensuality work with couples, it's one of the things that I have women do, just lay down and open their legs. You see, a woman won't open her legs if she don't feel as though she can trust you. So men, if you notice that she is resisting to open her legs, please understand there might be some trauma around Pum Pum, right? Or it might be a situation where she's not ready for you just yet. 2, 3, it might be a situation where she's insecure, because a lot of women are not accustomed to men who just look at them. You understand what I mean? Them used to women, man grab them, feel up, spit on the hand and rub up the pum pum and say, yeah, ready now. So this whole idea of you laying out this woman and just say, let me look at you. And every time you see her start to get uncomfortable, you talk to her, you tell her again. This is why I was talking about this deep breathing thing. You open up, you get this woman to relax. If you're breathing and you have her concentrate on breathing through her nose, close the mouth, breathe through the nose. That in and of itself create this it's like a drug. You get a little high just from your breath. And most of us never experience it because we're not. Yeah. There you go, because we're not breathing properly. So if you have a woman who's struggling with opening her legs, you want to talk to her. This woman, you want to lay out, and every time you stroking them legs, you open it and you telling her how amazing she looks. But then you have to make her understand that she not just open her legs so you can speak on it and jump in it. You understand what I mean? This is when you're going to blow on that.
You're just enjoying her.
Exactly. You're just looking at it. Absolutely. And the thing is, you see this whole idea of just enjoying her generally, Ramona, you just hit a nail right there. So a whole heap of women don't know what it feels like to just have a man look at her.
And a lot of women don't want men to look at them because they think that their vagina is ugly. I know you get that all the fucking time.
All the time, my girl. I want to say my phone out that.
Look good, it's ugly. I'm like, what are you judging your vagina on?
What are you comparing it to? In comparison to what? I don't know about nobody else, but my pum pum pretty honest.
Mine beautiful. I know this is what nobody wants.
And I spend a lot of time looking at it and watching it when it moves from the various stages and so on. You know what I mean? When it's just regular, when she's at rest, when she starts to get excited, what's happening with her when she gets excited, how she changes completely when she gets excited. So you know what the man is looking at. And why it's okay for you to just skin out and make him appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's and a lot of women, as you said, are not going to naturally just skin out like that. Because it's not, they're not turned on yet. You have some women that before they get to this turned on space, they are very reserved. Still. They're naked, they're in the bed, but they're still in this reserved space until they start getting turned on. Then, they're more into it.
Absolutely.
So it's important, I agree with you, to kind of, love on her legs, love on her body, love on her vagina. Tell her you love her vagina. Why do you like her vagina if you want to really get down into it? Because probably she'll believe it when you can describe the reasons why. You know what I mean? I think also, like massage, as you were saying, that is really, really good. Massage is, I mean, it relaxes the body no matter what part of the body that you massage, right? But in massaging the legs, as you said, and the upper part, the inner thigh, all the way up closer to the vagina. Because if you can touch a woman there, you know, in the upper thigh, and that can be crazy sensitive too. And men need to understand that in itself can be sensitive, right? Because some women are more sensitive than others.
Yep, and the thing is, you see what you mentioned just now, what it is that men need to understand as well. You see the joints? The idea of, there's a couple of things that a woman isn't used to. Just a man touching her without actually advancing into sex. So what we cannot, a lot of this exploration can take place and you don't go any further. You don't penetrate her. You follow what I mean? And absolutely drive her mad and make her now see all the different places on her body. You see, the thing is, we do the same thing all the time. Think about it, guys. Every time that you're about to have sex, it starts one, yes, so him do this, then him do that, then him do that, and then, all right, juke, 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 and then, all right, him come. Maybe you got it before he got it, whatever. You understand what I mean? But it's the same thing. No, more than likely. But it's the same process. So what I'm saying is mix it up. Change up the way that you're doing it. Just have a session where you are just touching your woman. Just touching her. Just looking at her. You'd be surprised how a woman moves from uncomfortable to completely turned on if you're just sitting there looking at her.
To want to take over.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And you change it up altogether.
I think one of the things, because I mean, we're talking a lot about foreplay and that kind of thing, and we're spending a lot of time talking about foreplay. And one of the things that we have not mentioned about foreplay, which is like crazy, crazy important, okay? I know to most women, definitely to me, is kissing.
Ooh, girl.
The kissing
is everything.
So important, okay? So important.
It facilitates the connection and the intimacy.
It does, and it's also. I mean, to sit down and just make out with someone for 30, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you just make out, just kissing, holding face. You're not feeling up the breasts. You're not feeling up the vagina.
Just kissing.
All it is about is maneuvering your lips and your tongue in a way that is stimulating both yourself and him to a place where you feel like you're even being touched, even though
you're not. Yep.
And that is a lot, that also helps to break down and peel back the layers of the woman as well. And the men might think that they don't need it. But if they did a experiment and did a lot more kissing in the foreplay action, they would realize that they would probably last longer during the penetration, just like head. If you give your man head before, most times he lasts longer than if he just ran up into the vagina.
Right.
Because it hasn't been, you know, the layers, you know, you slowly break it down and all these nice wonderful things, right?
No, you just hit on something that was awesome just now. You see the kissing thing, there's a couple of things that's happening with kissing, Ramona. And and why man must spend more time a kiss woman. The thing is this, you know, when you're kissing, you're passing on some of your testosterone, which is helping to heighten her turn on just by the saliva. You follow what it is that I'm saying? This is heightening her turn on. The other thing is kissing is replicating what it is that you want to do with her vagina in a few minutes with your penis. You understand what I mean? So the same way that you are playing and sucking and pulling on it, just pulling on the lips, not to mention because they're sensitive, because of the blood rush, they are whenever just one lightly sucking on the lips and you're doing variations of it. You saw that kissing something there? I've come to realize in my workshops, most people can't kiss Ramona. A bare little peck.
Yes, and they don't know what to do with their tongue.
No,
they have
and the tongue
no idea what
in their mouth. That's it. Drop dead in your mouth, and then you open your mouth, and then me drop my tongue dead in your mouth. That exactly. But the thing is this: what we have to understand is that kissing is an interplay. It is an invitation. The woman opens her mouth and she receives you. And then you can give her some of you. You can give her inch by inch, which is similar, as I said, it's replicating the act. You give her just a little bit. You just dart your tongue in and she reaches for it. And then you pull back. You start to suck on the lips again. But there are different ways. And I mean, it's exciting, back and forth, just the different ways that you can engage the lips. And what it is that it's doing when you're not touching anywhere else, if you're just kissing her. Nowhere
just
else.
The lips, guys.
Just
the
lips.
The lips. You
Just
spend
the lips.
time. Let me break this down for you, right? So the vagina itself,
yes,
is connected to this whole jaw, so
everything,
right?
just like that.
So when you kiss and you manipulate the tongue, because the tongue is another stem of the clitoris,
there you go.
Right? Which is then another stem of, the male version.
Right.
So if you make sure that you are using all of this, because most women who are giving head, sucking dick, whatever you want to call it,
right.
If they don't feel like, oh, this is just a job, right? And they're doing it because they're doing it because they want to. Most times, you find that they become wet.
Yes.
Right? Without the man having to touch the breast, without the man having to touch her vagina or anything, she becomes wet. She becomes wet because she's using her tongue and she's using her mouth. And she's gone. I'm going to get her back on. She's using her tongue and she's using her mouth and she's using all these things to like stimulate down there and stimulate the vagina. I have clients that are giving. There you are. There you are. Oh, yay!
Yes.
You have to move a little bit. So good to see your face moving.
Okay. Yes.
So in terms of the jaw, right? Even with birthing, I definitely tell my clients to relax the jaw and move the tongue, and I give them a lollipop to suck on if they don't want to suck on their man's penis at the time. Not every woman is about that, right? Because it allows the vagina to open up. And when we say open up, we don't mean it just become big and loose and swatty and just whatever. It becomes full. It becomes open and full.
Right.
Swollen. And that's going to make sex great for everyone that is involved.
Hands down.
Even the person who is watching and not even doing nothing.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I know, I realize.
But you agree with me, right? Like in terms of the kissing and the mouth and the jaw and all of that.
Absolutely. And the thing is this, right? When it is that you move away from the kissing, you can actually start kissing on the neck. Again, another area that don't get enough attention. Kissing on the neck, as you said, opens her up. And you will find the more relaxed the woman is, the legs start to open some more. Pum Pum starts to elongate. And by that I mean it's able to expand all its full length so it can accommodate all of the man, all of the thrusting, and she's comfortable.
Her belly bottom not hurt her?
No, it's not. And when the woman is properly wet now, the thing is you get the slimy lubricant.
Which is the best one.
Which is the best, the absolute best, right? And the thing is when she's properly wet, you get to, it's running down the side of her legs completely. You understand what I mean? Now, a woman in this stage is very, very ready for penetration. Absolutely and completely ready for penetration. What exactly are you doing with it? Now, if you just dip your fingers in that and run it along the lips. Now, I'm not talking about like your tongue. Just dip your finger in it and run it along the lips and watch what happens to the vagina. You know, like with the balls? Yeah, there you go. It does that. The heartbeat. It comes alive. It comes alive. The other place is this. And for those persons who are into anal play on the perineum, between the perineum and the actual vagina itself, right? That's a good place to start doing some playing. Now, Ramona, you highlighted something when you were on the show the other day in terms of something that men ought to pay attention to. Just the shape, every vagina is different. Every vagina is shaped differently. And then you talked about what it is that the vagina is saying about her receptivity to pleasure. You want to highlight that?
Yeah. Okay. So, all women's vaginas, you can probably put them in categories in terms of whatever, but at the end of the day, you're going to buck up on all different types of shapes.
Types and shapes, right.
And we're talking about outside and inside, okay? But at this point, we're talking about outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I find that when men go to have sex, they look at the vagina in terms of, oh my God,
it's fat.
Is it fat? It has no hair nowhere. Or something like that. But they're not looking at
the vagina. There you go.
And I beg to ask the men to look at the woman's vagina.
Yes.
Okay. Look at it. Look at the lips of the vagina. Look at the clitoris. Look at the hood. Look how the hood covers the clitoris. Okay.
That's it. Yes.
Because not every woman's clitoris is covered by the hood completely.
Right.
Okay. And we have to look at that because depending on how the vagina, the clitoris itself, the hood looks, will determine how it is we need to please her. And in knowing these types of things, it will allow her to not be overstimulated. It will make you being the man, not have to overwork either. Right? Because nobody wants to overwork. Right? No. Everybody wants to be enjoying it, and feeling like it's pleasure versus a job. So, for example, let's take the clitoris itself. And I'm talking about the lower part of the clitoris that comes down, not behind the hood. Okay?
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the exposed section.
The exposed section. Okay? Mm-hmm. There are many women that have clitorises that they protrude out of the lips of the vagina. Okay?
That's right.
And
then you have those where it's hidden.
It's hidden.
The outside lips locked out. Everything neat.
Like it looks like like an 8-year-old little girl.
Yes.
Like she has there's no clitoris seen, none at all. Only thing is the lips.
Right.
And then you have the ones that you can see the clitoris in the lips hanging down, but you can't, but it's not really out there. You see it, but it's not out there. Okay?
Right.
Those are usually the 3 major ones. Okay.
Right.
When you buck up on this woman that has this
holy
clitoris
that just be like, hello.
And she just wants to be seen, and she's
hello,
like, here
talk to me. Yes.
Right? We have to treat her accordingly, right?
Absolutely.
Here I am. Which means she wants
attention. Stimulation, exactly.
This bitch wants a lot of attention. She wants you to be on her, love on her. Now, this does not mean that you still can't be gentle first and lick and suck and whatever first. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is you can focus more on
that clit,
than a woman that her clit you don't see.
Right.
If you have a woman and you can't really see her clitoris, you need to concentrate on the lips of her vagina. Because that woman's lips are extremely
sensitive. Absolutely.
Extremely sensitive. So please, don't bother take the vagina
tear it
and
out
and
kill it. No, listen to me. Ramona, you see all that something there where them have them whole face down upon the clit, especially for the woman whose clit is hidden. That is next to death. And I'm not talking the pleasure. There's too much sensation for her to actually relax and enjoy that. That clit can't take so much. It can't take so much. And the full clit can, but not so much. Yes.
And what men need to understand is when the woman goes and she hold your head and she push it back and that doesn't mean that it's so amazing. It
means that
it means it's too much.
Back up, little bit
too
further.
Much.
Exactly.
It's not because you are doing it amazingly. It's because you're doing
right.
It's too sensitive.
You see that's something there now. Let me tell you now. Guys, yeah, there's a couple of things you have to. You see that thing that Ramona just talked about? We're going to put a big sticky underneath it. The thing is this, right? There are a lot of women, if you are paying attention to her body speaks to you. Because I have discovered that a lot of women find it difficult to articulate themselves the way. So them are dead, the sensation is too much. Them are brace off the head and you think the blood fire, you may give it to her. So you are putting your head on it, you suck it deep on whatever, as I said dead. If you are paying attention to her body, you understand. Pull back. Pull back, exactly. If she's pulling away, it means the sensation is too much. Pay attention. Listen, brother. Listen. It means back the hell on up, right? When you listen, then again, okay, all right, let me come back. And you see, the thing is just like with the man. When it is that he's thrusting or you sucking, you're giving him head. And, when they get to that place where them feel like them are going to come and some of them will lift your face off because they're trying not to come or whatever. I usually say, blow on that. Blow on it right there. You see, just the blow where you blow. Yes. So he pull your head off. He was successful to lift up the head, but blow and can't stop your breath. It's the same thing. When she push your head away, blow on it. Blow on it. You're still engaging, but you're not giving her too much sensations at the time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Because when she's pushing towards you, she wants more. She wants
Absolutely.
it. She wants more. She wants it to be more forceful towards that area. When she's pulling away, guys, that means like back up. Like,
easy.
Do something else. Shift it up.
Absolutely. When I talk about watching her body, when a woman lifts her waist to meet you, if it is that you are just like eating her, right? And she lifts her waist to meet you, it's simply come here. Give me more. Bury that tongue deeper. Run that lip a little. Run the tongue a little more on the lips or whatever. So as I said, pay attention to her body. Her body is speaking to you. I want to go ahead. I was going to say I want to talk a little bit about fingering.
Okay, let me say this first. We're talking about the peel back, right? And the man just being in there and kind of like trying to get straight to the clitoris itself underneath, behind the hood, right?
Right.
A lot of times when they do that, they will find that the woman that they've done that to has developed a UTI. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
I want you guys to be aware of that, okay? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times UTIs are something that people get after sex. It's not necessarily what they get because their kidneys are all messed up. Right? It's literally because of the sex, because of the overstimulation in that area. Mm-hmm. So please, even if you want to think about it from an angle where you don't want to have to go get antibiotics or you don't want her to have to have an issue peeing for however long or whatever, don't peel back and focus on it like that. Okay, so way too sensitive to do so. Okay, go ahead with the fingering. I'm ready.
All right, now you see with the fingering. Look now. Box foot. Now, men. Hear this now. There are lots of men who want to instantly. You see this pussy and you want, oh God, let me get my finger in it. I'm kissing her and I need to get my finger up in there right away. Hear this now and hear this very well. Wash no damn hand.
Oh Wash God, yes.
Clean fingers for pum pum every time, all the time. Clean fingers. Okay.
Number one.
Do not in all the time. You see that UTI business that you're talking about? Again, it is as a result of introducing bacteria to the vagina, right? Now, when you come with a dirty finger, and again, as I said, enough woman, you're glad to see him come literally from off of the road. Him a run come see you. Him not wash him hand, him just chuck off on you, fling it down and ground this or whatever else. Make the man go wash him dirty hand, okay? Clean fingers for clean pum pum, please and thank you. The other thing is this, do not finger this woman until she is dripping. When the pussy is completely wet, then you have no issues getting that finger up inside there. If the finger is resisting, if it's edging, if you're fighting to get in there, a pum pum ain't ready yet.
Fingering is not to get the pussy wet.
No, it's not.
Fingering is after the pussy is wet. Did you get that, guys?
Absolutely. After the pussy is wet.
Say it again, Caleen. Say it again for them.
Only finger when the pussy is wet. I mean, and you want it good, juicy, wet. You understand what I mean? Leaking. A woman who is deceptive, trust me, it's dripping on your fingers. You understand what I mean? Then There is a technique to this fingering. Most men are just instantly shoving up the finger inside it. I'm saying, no. You're going to slow that sucker down. Start from the outside. You start with the circles. Start to circle the outside of the vagina. Start from the perineum. You see when you run the finger? There you go. Run your finger to perineum. What am I talking about when I say perineum? I'm talking about that little piece of flesh that separates the anus from the vaginal. Ridiculously sensitive, especially at that time when she's completely engorged, when pussy hot and heavy. You run the finger right on the perineum, and I'm talking about lightly. Then you make little circles around the hole because it's ridiculously sensitive. The same way that you have some men who love to rub the body on the arm, on the poom-poom before them enter it. It's delicious. It's ridiculously delicious. For the woman, it's delicious for the man. But there is a sensation that you're creating on the pussy right there. Do the same thing with your fingers. Run that finger around. Make a nice tight circle. And then you insert. You see how we talk about paying attention to her body? Pay attention to the feel of that pum-pum on your fingers. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah? Feel it. Because when her walls latched around on your fingers, you can feel the ridges. Most men only feel the ridges whenever it is that they're penetrated the woman. So when they're thrusting, that's when they feel the ridges, the sensation of the ridges. I'm saying you can feel that when you put your fingers in. And let me explain something to you now. Each section, the front part of her ridges have a completely different sensation than the back part of her ridges. So if you can make this woman come just by fingering, and I'm not talking, you don't have to get vigorous and stupid in there. Just by feeling the ridges. Listen to her breath, as I said. When her breath catching her throat, you're doing something good. You understand what I mean? So you want to listen to that breath. You take your time and you put the finger in, you're feeling around there. You hit all the way up to the top, right? Anterior fornix is what they call it. This is when the man is deeply penetrating the woman. If you're hitting that section and you're going like so, again, you can almost get her to orgasm. Like absolutely. Pull it out. And then you do that again. Put it in deep, pull it down just a little bit. So fingering is an art. This thing I want to just shove in the finger and
play
drop the finger
around.
in the like dead fish.
We gotta play with it. We gotta make it be like rhythmic, but
absolutely.
not in like a rabbit kind of rhythm.
Yes, stabbing. We're going to done with the stabbing life. We're going to done with it.
No woman loves the stabbing. If she tell you that, she's lying. She don't love it. It's a lie. It's a lie.
It all depends. Go ahead.
No. When I say that, there is a time and a place and a period for it.
Yes. Right.
But you have some people, you have some man that is all them know.
Right. Lord
and that will put it. That will put it. That's all.
Absolutely.
So, we're at this point now where we have so much, Caleen, so much more to talk about. I mean, we haven't even gone into penetration. We haven't gone into the amount of types of different orgasms that you can have. We haven't spoken about the couple sex stuff and all the amazing things that you know that you do and all these things. So,
how we stay
we're gonna
with
have
time?
to have another one of this.
No, straight, but how we stay with time, yes or no? This is the
We're gonna have to
watch
do
the time.
We have to answer a few questions because the time is like on us, right?
Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, now is the time to shoot.
I'm sure that they've been asking questions from the get-go.
I don't. Well, I never know.
I'm gonna look here.
And you're gonna okay. Right.
I'm just looking. Okay, I guess everybody's kind of just commenting.
Okay, somebody's
asking a question.
Please to do this next week. Okay, guys, if you have questions, now is the time.
Yeah, guys, now is the time. Now is definitely the time. Yes, we're going to save it. We're going to put it on both of our YouTube channels so that you guys have this information so you can watch it again and show it and share it and all that kind of stuff, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask about
communication?
And encouraging females to explore their sexuality? Absolutely.
I think that's important. A lot of women aren't saying what they want. They're not telling the men what they want, and they need to. You need to say, I like it here, I like it there, touch me there. express, right?
Right. The thing is, you see the communication thing. All right. You see, in my work with the women, let me tell you something now. I find that sexy for a lot of women is just specific to clothing. It's not gonna for that beautiful faces, beautiful bodies, and sexy outfits, but it doesn't necessarily translate. Enough man I hear complain about this thing where the women come in the room and then you wonder what the hell is happening. I talk about it all the time. The starfish business, you're waiting on the man to bring all the magic, all of this stuff. Yeah. What I'm gonna say to you is this: there's a lot of work that women need to do, and it's the reason why we are talking about we're talking to the men as well, right? We're working on the women. We have been working consistently on the women, but there's some of this work that happens when it is that you're in a union, when it is that you're with your partner, and which is what I find that the sex and this connection is supposed to facilitate. There are some women who will open up because of the things that you say to her, because you slow down with her. You know what I mean? Because you spend time to appreciate her. You would be surprised what can happen together. So I would suggest that some of the exploration takes place in the actual relationship itself. Yeah?
Yeah.
You can move mountains together. You can help her go through some of her some of her insecurities and so on. And to get her comfortable to the space that she can speak up. She can actually tell you what it is that she wants.
And I think women also have to remember that men can be insecure too. Mm-hmm. And so in us verbalizing the fact that we like what they're doing, also plays a great factor as well. You know what I mean? Because now his ego also feels good. So everybody's winning. Everybody feels that they're on cocaine. Everybody feels that they're the best of themselves. And that allows you to be even more free. More free. Much
Absolutely.
More free. So people are answering. They were asking what our YouTube channel is, but everybody's dealing with it and putting that out for us. Both of them have gone up already. Why is it that some women don't like to masturbate? Okay, so I want to answer this, right?
All right, and then I'm right behind you. Behind you, honey. Go ahead, honey.
Okay, so let me just put it out there, okay? I'm an honest person. So when I was younger, when I didn't, sex wasn't even a thought, young, I masturbated, and I masturbated a lot. It was like a part of like my thing. Like, it's just something I did. I did it even not knowing that I was masturbating. Okay. As I got older, of course, I realized that was the case. And I was a late bloomer. I didn't have sex until I was like 20, right? Mm-hmm. So I did a lot of masturbation over my time. Once I got married, or right before, because we had such really good sexual energy and stuff like that, like there was never any need anymore, because he himself, he loves sex more than I love sex, in terms of how often. So there was no need, there was no place or time for
to do it. Right.
So I found that the only time that I would masturbate is when I'm actually pregnant. Like, when I'm pregnant, I would masturbate. I would make time. I would take time out of my day to masturbate all the time.
Right.
Now, my youngest child is 7, right? So I am far past all of the pregnancy excitement. And I still don't really masturbate. I'm not a masturbator. I would prefer to go and have the real thing. Masturbating for me has always been a thing where if I masturbate tonight, great, I do that. But you see, by tomorrow,
ready for somebody I know
more than I wanted it when I am masturbated.
Right.
So it creates this more of a build-up thing, which becomes an issue, right? So every woman is different. You know what I mean? Every woman is different. But I personally enjoy it